What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now you're probably thinking, whoa, what's going on here? I'm not sat on my bike. And there's a reason for that, is I fell off. Yeah, I fell off pretty bad. So this video is kind of the video for the week, but then I don't have any idea what I'm going to do for the next probably couple of weeks. Maybe longer. So let's just get a rundown on what was happening. So as you guys know, I now commute to work on my 345S, and just one of those days where I just wanted to ride my bike, and I got outside, I got on my bike ready, I opened my front door, and I looked out and it had been raining the day before, and I just had this gut feeling. I was like, nah, I'm gonna drive today. But then I also thought, nah, I'm being lazy, I should ride. It's only a bit wet. It wasn't raining, it was just wet from the day before. And that was my first mistake. So yeah, just get on the bike, I ride up. I am literally, guys, I am like 40 seconds away from my house. I've probably got footage of, like in my other videos, I'll have to find it. I've probably got footage of where I slipped, and I'll like describe it now to you using that. So yeah, I come down into the subway, and in the subways, I don't know if they're the same all over the place or if it's just Bristol, but they use like kind of like a really smooth slate, and it's never been a problem before, but obviously this specific day it was. And yeah, as I was coming up the hill, because usually what I do is I come into the subway, hit the throttle so I can build up some speed and go around the hill. And I've been doing that for a month, no problem. But then this day I hit that throttle and my back wheel just came out. And I reckon I must have been already going probably like 15, 60 miles an hour, something like that. And my back wheel just came out, slid out sideways, and my left foot, like, because I got good pedals on my bike, so they're grippy, right? So it stays gripped on the pedal, and the whole bike goes over, plus my weight, onto my left leg. And yeah, so what happens is, as I'm going down, my natural reaction is to try and put my foot on the floor. It's like, I didn't think about it, it's just something you do naturally. If you fall into the left, you put your left foot out. Fall into the right, you put your right foot out. But this time it's on my left, so I did it, but obviously my foot is kind of trying to grip on the pedal, so I only got my foot off like halfway, then put it down on the floor, and say like, this is my ankle with my toes facing forward. My ankle just went like this, just went like that. So horrible sprain on my ankle. Shut up, watch. Horrible sprain on my ankle, just like twisted like that. Horrible sprain. And then that motion brings my leg out, pulls my leg out, and my knee dislocates the opposite way. So yeah, dislocated knee, sprained ankle, and then as my knee is dislocated out like this way, pretend now this is the floor, knee is out this way, I crash with all of my weight into my dislocated knee, and it goes and pops it back in. So my knee was actually only dislocated for like split seconds. So it was like that, and it goes bang bang, and I come off, hit the floor, scraped across the floor probably like 5-6 feet. And yeah, and I just lay there, and I've got this thing, I got this thing from my dad. I don't know if any of you do it, but when I fall over, I just kind of lay there silently for like 2 minutes and just mentally take in everything that happened, and have I broken any bones? How messed up am I? All that kind of stuff. So I'm led there on my back, well, on my side really, led there on my side, and I'm just, bike's still on top of me. No one's around, because it was like 8 o'clock in the morning, so no one's around, and just led there just like, what have I done? So I'm like, and I'm on my own. So my right arm, I lift the bike up, pull my leg out, and that's when I know I'm just like, my leg's just knackered, it's done. Great. So I got to push myself up, and I'm a big guy, I got to push myself up off the floor, and push myself up off the floor. Now I'm stood up on one leg. I look down, my shoes, lucky enough they were only 20 quid, but my shoes they're done. Their days are done. My left shoe, the one that hit the floor and scraped and all that kind of stuff, just ripped into pieces, nothing left. And yeah, but my jeans, my Timberland jeans, they got a scratch on them, man. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, that was the only silver lining of it. So I'm like, and then like, I'm up, I got one leg, my bike's still on the floor in the middle of the path. So if anyone comes, they're going straight on my bike. So then I got to pick up my bike. And this is when the problem with that is 31 kilograms comes into it. I have to pick that up. And then that's when I realised I've done my shoulder as well. So I go to pick it up, and I still pick it up with my right arm, but I'm like, oh, so my shoulder's knackered. I can hardly lift it up, it's probably as high as it goes, and I hurt my neck. So I get it up, and then I put the stand on and rest it there, and I don't look at it yet. And then I just sit on this wall that's next to the subway, and I'm just like, oh, for God's sake. So I ring up my girlfriend who's working from home, and bless her heart, she just comes running. But in probably the 2 minutes I was waiting after I put down the phone to her running up, I just looked at the bike, and there was hardly even a dent, nothing. Just a few little scrapes on the back, and the handlebars are misaligned now where it hit the floor, which is just undo a bolt, realign them, put the bolt back on. That's it. Nothing. Electrics, everything's fine. Chain fell off, but I just put it back on. Whilst I was waiting there, I just looped it back round. But yeah, it was absolutely knackered. And then by the time my girlfriend arrived, we were like, what we're going to do? And I was like, well, and she drove up in our car. And I was like, well, if you walk down to the car with the bike, I'll get in the car in the passenger seat, and then she walked the bike home, which she did. She walked the bike home and then came back, got back in the car and drove me home. And in that space of time, my ankle just ballooned, absolutely ballooned. And by an hour, maybe hour and a half later, I just could not put any weight on it whatsoever. I still can't. Now I can put a little bit more on because I put bandages, I put compress and cold compress and all that kind of stuff on it. But yeah, so unfortunately that happened. The worst bit about it is that I was going to go to work, so I didn't have my GoPro on because it would have made great footage, me falling off. But yeah, and it's just a pity because I just started this channel and doing consistent and content, like 1 or 2 videos a week. So now I'm struggling to see what I'm going to do, but hopefully it shan't be too long. So for my few subscribers out there, please don't unsubscribe if I don't put a video out for a week or 2 weeks. This is why. But as soon as my ankle can move properly, I'll be back out on the bike. But hopefully that explains my absence from here on for a couple of weeks. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. If anything changes, I'll let you know. But yeah, thanks very much, guys. Like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And I will see you, 1, when the ankle and the knee gets better, and 2, next time.